Here comes the pain. The next big thing has arrived.
Brock Lesnar is a bona fide monster.
The animal is licking his lips.
How deadly and how dangerous is this human being going to be?
The animal in Lesnar has been unleashed. The F5 connects.
Look at the strength of this. Brock Lesnar.
F5 connects.
This is a display of power the likes I've never seen.
F5 is in the house. How strong is Lesnar? Who in the hell will be able to stop the next big thing?
Brock Lesnar is untouchable.
The Brock Lesnar era has begun. Here comes the pain.
There's two ways you can take Brock Lesnar, as a wrestler or as a person. He won't boast you, he won't lie to you. He's a wonderful person. As a wrestler, he's all business. The guy you see in the ring, that's him. And I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want him to be mad at me, I tell you.
He's a monster. He's an educated monster. And there's a difference. He knows when he wants to do something and why he wants to do something. And that's a very dangerous man.
Brock Lesnar has broken the barrier from a superstar to a huge superstar.
He's the Tiger Woods of this business. He's the Michael Jordan of this business. He's that dominating. He's that much better. He has no peers.
Hey, we got a good vibe. We got a good chemistry together, man. Very focused, very aggressive in the ring. There's nothing like having him on your side.
The minute Brock Lesnar walked off the mat in St. Louis, Missouri, where he won his national championship, I knew this guy would be a long-term guy. Anybody that he steps into the ring with, he can elevate just by his intensity.
He's caught on to the game as far as the psychology part of it faster than anybody ever seen. When you see him walk out of that curtain, he's as freaky as anybody you ever want to see. But then, on the other hand, he goes out in the middle of the ring and he can soar and fly like a 180-pound guy. That sets him apart from most guys that I've seen in the business.
He is one of the best pure athletes I've ever seen. I think Brock Lesnar is the future of this company. His potential is unlimited.
Brock brings it. You know, when he comes to the ring, he brings it 100%. He's a great champion.
I would put him in the ring, in an octagon, in a fight situation, and I don't think there's anyone on this planet that can take him.
That's what I used to sit in, Tony. That's when I got my first haircut in.
Oh, I've known Brock since he was, gosh, do I dare to tell him? Since you were in diapers?
You know, he was a skinny little blonde-haired kid. I don't think his arm was bigger than that around. He never did cry, though.
I never trusted too many barbers when I left Tony. And not only can Tony cut hair, he can sing pretty good, too. Ain't that right, Tony?
There was a boy in Arkansas who wouldn't listen to his ma when she told him that he should go to school. He'd sneak away in the afternoon, take a little walk, and pretty soon you'd find him at the local auction barn.
I grew up in Webster, South Dakota, a rural farm community. Lots of grain farm. I grew up on a dairy farm. Yeah, this is the farm I grew up on. We used to have about 200 head of cows. I left here in 1996. Used to have some good times here and some hard times. It was just kind of backwoodsy, you know, kind of out in the country. Not a lot going on. Everybody knows everybody and everybody knows everybody's business.
Brock Edward Lesnar. He weighed 9'9", and they called him Pork Chops. Brock was robust, on the go, inquisitive.
Very independent, very headstrong, liked to be outdoors. Even at the age of 4 and 5, he wanted to help on the farm. He was really a worker.
I was a very aggressive young kid, eager to do anything, always up for any challenges. I would always like to do the regular farm kid stuff. Some nights it would just be cool to sleep up in the hayloft. My hayloft was like my jungle gym.
You know, his name was Brock, and I used to make fun of it when I met him when he was little. I'd say, I used to call him broccoli, and I hated broccoli. You know, when you're young, I mean, nobody likes to eat broccoli, and be like, hey, broccoli, you got bad taste, I'd say it to him. And I remember he was kind of scared of me, actually, when we were little kids.
As a young kid, I was a real tall, lean, skinny kid.
The top of his legs was the same diameter as, you know, the bottom.
I was very limber and strong.
He likes showing off his muscles.
I was always active. I was always doing push-ups, always doing sit-ups, always working out as long as I can remember. I discovered sports at a very young age. My high school and little kids wrestling coach, I grew up 2 miles from him. He took me under his wing and guided me to wrestle. He saw some potential in me at a very young age. I started wrestling when I was like 5 or 6.
He was always a strength wrestler, but lots of times he didn't have the strength to wrestle that way, so he got defeated here and there. He always had a little bit of a temper and was very aggressive. From little on, we found out that he couldn't cut weight very well, because every time we had him cut weight, he didn't make weight, and he got really ornery, and so we just decided that he was going to be a big guy, and we'd keep feeding him.
Yeah, I was always hungry, always. It was like I had a tapeworm.
When he worked for me on the farm, we had 7 hired men and our own kids, and we would eat one meal, and my mother would make a separate meal for Brock, because he would eat all ours if we didn't.
I can remember going in and just having an attitude. You know, I thought I was pretty bad, still do today. I don't have many highlights as an amateur wrestler. The only thing that I can remember is people being scared to wrestle me because I was very physical. Maybe I didn't win all the time, but one thing was for sure, if you're wrestling me, you're going to get beat up. But that's what it is. It's just one-on-one. It's basically a legal street fight with a few rules. That's what I liked about it.
I believe you got to learn to lose before you learn to win. And Brock lost his share of matches, and he was not special coming up in the kids' ranks. Then he caught on, and once Brock gets confidence in doing something, he's unbeatable.
Growing up and going through school were some of my goals to be a state champion. I didn't succeed in those. That's why that drove myself to get bigger, stronger, and faster and quicker on the mat, and I wanted to be a college wrestler. And I do believe if I would have won a state title, I wouldn't even be sitting here talking to you today probably, because I had some unfinished business to do. I knew that in my heart. I decided to go to Bismarck Junior College, placed 5th at the Junior College Nationals, came back the next year and won a Junior College Championship. That's when a lot of Division I schools were interested in me. Number one, I had a great physique, I was a great athlete, and I was in great condition, and I could wrestle. And there's not very many heavyweights out there that are built like me, that can go like me, and so I was a hot commodity for a couple of weeks until I decided where I was going to wrestle. And I chose the University of Minnesota, and then when I finally went there, I hit like a loose cannon, bam, you know, I went out and I was beating people. The next thing you know, I was in the NCAA finals. My biggest rivalry my senior year was a guy by the name of Wes Hand. He wrestled for University of Iowa.
Well, I'll tell you, that championship match was probably harder on his mother and I. My wife says, you're going to go into cardiac arrest or something. I guess I was all white, you know, and just yelling and screaming.
They were so darn close throughout the whole match, and I mean, his opponent was out to get him because Brock had done him in several times.
We knew it was going to be a big, tough match, and it got down to the double overtime.
That was the only thing that mattered to him. You know, money didn't matter to him, nothing, just that match.
When my hand was raised, winning that NCAA title, it was like a big weight was lifted off of me, and I had accomplished everything. I looked up at my mom and dad in the stands, and I looked at my high school wrestling coach who was there watching me, and I just can remember that feeling of just like, man, I did it, I finally did it.
It was a dream come true.
I love to be center stage, I love to be physical, and it's something that my love for amateur wrestling kind of ran dry. I get the same feeling from being in the ring with professional wrestling. You know, I get that high, being out there and being in front of the people and just doing my thing.
When I recruited Brock, we had an event in Minneapolis, and Brock came down to the event. Vince McMahon walked by, and Vince asked Brock, are you ready to be in a WWE? And Brock says, I've always wanted to entertain people. And I knew that was the right answer.
Brock from the get-go had this magnetism about him that made you want to watch. And that's the first thing I noticed. Because where he came from, there were a lot of big guys, you know, from the Ohio Valley Wrestling. But you watched Brock. There's something about Brock that made you want to watch him. And that's always, you know, a clue to me whether someone has it inside to be a big star.
He was doing what they call dark matches, not non-televised matches at the television tapings. And Taz said to me, you know, they have this guy, Brock Lesnar. He's a monster and moves like nobody you've ever seen. And you have to watch his matches because nobody is taking this clay and molding him. And Brock had a match scheduled against Funaki. And I kind of buzzed Brock, listen, why don't you try this and see if it works for you? And it worked. And then he had a match with Spike Dudley, who I love to death. And another suggestion, hey, let's try it this way. And it worked. And what we found was we ended up talking for hours and found that we had this great chemistry together. At least I felt it.
I remember one particular dark match he had with Billy Gunn. That's when he showed his true colors. And every wrestler in the locker room was looking at the monitor. And not so much to see what he could do, but to see what he does wrong. But you want to know what he did wrong? Nothing.
Here's a guy that's 6'3", weighs close to 300 pounds, certainly fits the mold of a big guy and of a giant. But this guy is such an extremely qualified athlete. It's unbelievable, his athletic skills, or what this young man can do.
I literally have seen him, you know, squat 900 pounds, bench 650 pounds. I mean, he's not even a professional weightlifter. So I think he's a very driven individual, and more driven than most of the guys here in the company, you know, and that's why you're seeing Brock succeeding a lot quicker.
Hey, wait a minute. Oh, no. What the hell? That's Brock Lesnar. I know who it is, but what's he doing out here? Look at this monster. My God, the size of this human being. Wait a minute. Look at who's at ringside with Brock. Oh, my God. Brock Lesnar, Paul Heyman. What does this mean?
I, better than any single one of you, can spot the next big thing. Ladies and gentlemen, the next big thing, Brock Lesnar. Ask Spike Dudley about Brock Lesnar. Ask Rikishi about Brock Lesnar. Ask the Hardys about Brock Lesnar. Ask any single one of his opponents about Brock Lesnar.
Hey, look at this. Hey, wait. The Hardys coming for retribution. The former tag team champions double teaming this monster. Oh, God. Wow. This Brock Lesnar is scary. I think he is the next big thing. And the Hardys got a couple of weapons. Yeah, what are they? They've got 2 steel chairs. Lesnar showing no fear. Oh, my God. And Lesnar did not go down. What? Another shot to the cranium. And Lesnar landed on his feet. God almighty. Heyman, the agent, has a monster in his hands.
On paper, when you first see Brock and then you see either Matt or Jeff, it doesn't match up very well. Nevertheless, you had to know that the Hardys were not going to be about it, that they were going to go after this guy. And as we all know, Jeff's the more passive. He brought that chair shot. I was so amazed. I don't know if I've ever been as amazed that a man could take a chair shot like that, fly out of the ring, and still be on his feet. Because there was nothing but full force. Hard as Jeff Hardy could swing, hard as Brock Lesnar could take it.
Oh, my God! And Lesnar did not go down! Did you hear those chair shots? And it didn't even knock Lesnar off his feet!
Me and Brock had a little bit of a story. Brock's a tough guy. He's a tough guy in the ring. He's a brick house. He's a solid piece of rock. That's what he is. You got to be on your game working with him. You got to be able to punch him back. You got to be able to be as physical as he is going to be with you. He's done a great job with the mental aspect of the wrestling business, in my opinion.
Our final quarterfinal match in the King of the Ring tournament is here and now, live. Certainly a lot of people are talking about Brock Lesnar, and now the stakes are even higher. Oh, this guy's dangerous. He's a hoss, no doubt about it. And remember that the winner of the King of the Ring will meet the undisputed champion in the main event at SummerSlam. And now it's Lesnar and Booker T.
Came to a point in the middle of the ring out there where I'm the veteran. I've been doing this stuff a long time, and he just took it into his own hands to pick me up and slam me on the mat as hard as he could. I didn't know it was coming, but he did take the initiative to do that. And that took a lot of guts from him. And it showed that he's not going to be intimidated just because I'm Booker T and I've been around this business for a while. So he's learning on the job real quick.
If you go back in history and take a look at the list of winners of King of the Ring, I mean, you got your Bret Harts, your Triple H's, and Kurt Angle. It's a great launching pad, has been. It's a launching pad because it gives that competitor their first sense of real accomplishment. To win the King of the Ring takes a lot of endurance. At the King of the Ring pay-per-view, you know you're going to have to compete more than once, possibly 2 to 3 times. It teaches them. It experiences them very quickly. Rob Van Dam at the King of the Ring that year made it to the finals, but he had gotten, attacked on the way. He barely made it out of a semifinal match to make it to the finals. So not to make an excuse or to taint the Brock victory, but RVD wasn't 100%. Going into the next pay-per-view, RVD was.
Landing on his feet like a cat.
Rob held his own in the Joe Louis Arena that night against Brock. He had Brock on the ropes many times, such to the point that Brock had to get himself disqualified. Therefore, RVD kept the IC title. Brock didn't win, which was the first time ever that he didn't win. Generally in our industry, when there's a disqualification to end a match, people are pissed off. And it's one of the first times I've ever heard the people just jump up and, want to shit all over themselves because there was a disqualification.
For myself personally, the match that sticks out in my mind was in Philadelphia. I came out and he was in there with my arch enemy, Paul Heyman, and it was my old ECW stomping grounds, and we had a Singapore cane match. I got to really realize that night how powerful he was. He went for a backbreaker, and I'm 260 pounds, and I started to slip off because I was going to the floor, and he just hoisted me from a bent-over position and pressed me over his head. I never was manhandled by anyone like that before. Brock could have had me at any moment, and he did later.
The blood of Hulkamania is in my hand. And Rock, the blood of you is going to be on my hand come SummerSlam.
Brock Lesnar, you want to play games with The Rock? You think you want to play mind games? Is that what you want to do? You want to send a message to The Rock? Well, The Rock's got a message for you. Just bring it!
All I care about is being the absolute best.
In my mind, I'm number one, always. I wouldn't be here if I didn't feel like I was number one.
I don't care about being the biggest guy in the industry. I don't care about being the strongest.
Outdo my opponent, always. In my mind, I'm number one.
All I care about is being the absolute best.
The time for talking's done. It's ass-kicking time. Lesnar knows that, and so does The Rock. And it's go time right now.
Oh, Heyman with a cheap shot. And Heyman could be a wild card in this matchup. Brock Lesnar continues the pressure on The Rock.
Here he comes, the speed.
Oh, into that steel post.
Inexperience.
Both men down center of the ring. Both men hip up.
Brock's picking the pace up. There's that big, thick bell.
And the champ begins to build momentum.
What a hit! The 5-time Cole!
When you're in the ring with Rocky, it's a total different level of entertainment and physical performance. Rocky very, very, very seldom makes a mistake. Brock hung with him. It was a great match. It was a hell of a roller coaster ride, which is exactly what a great match is supposed to be. By the end of the match, the people were actually cheering for Brock and actually booing for Rocky. The tide had totally turned. You never knew what was going to come next. F5, rock bottom, people's elbow. It was nuts, and he lived up to the expectations.
The audience at first was having fun. They chanted Rocky, they chanted Lesnar, Lesnar sucks, Goldberg, Rocky sucks. The audience was just going back and forth. The audience was a typical New York audience. They were having their own good time. Then Brock locked those hands, and he ragdolled The Rock. And you could feel, tangibly feel, the audience start saying, yo, look at this. This is the real deal, man. This guy is different. He's unique. He's special. It was a magical moment in the air that during that match, you felt the entire audience just flip over and realize they're witnessing something huge. It's like when Steve Austin gave the finger to Mike Tyson and you said, wow, this is special. At that moment, the audience realized Brock Lesnar himself is really special, and he's here for the long run.
First of all, it was Nassau. It was Long Island. I mean, they are just a very fickle crowd. I don't want to pick on them, but in this particular case, I think they saw the next big thing on his way. People had seen The Rock, achieve so many great things. I think also in the back of their mind, they knew that he was going to make another movie and he was leaving us. And I think they resented that factor.
I look at it not that The Rock lost the crowd, but that Brock seduced the audience. It was the moment that the audience realized we're not just witnessing the next twist and turn in the storyline, we're witnessing the birth of a star. We're witnessing the emergence of Brock Lesnar. He's here for a long time, and we're in on it. And at that moment, the audience knew we just witnessed history. 12 years of longevity where people don't get 12-year runs. This is the Johnny Carson of the WWE. Here's the Survivor. And here's Brock Lesnar, who ate through, beat up, manhandled, and slapped around everybody in his path.
I think Brock's first big challenge was with The Undertaker. When you talk about sports entertainment, when you talk about the WWE, Undertaker's name is right there near the top. And here's a kid, 25 years old, the youngest WWE champion of all time. That was a mental challenge for him because, like I said, there's no one better than The Undertaker.
The Undertaker is the #1 contender.
To my client, that's family. The world's championship. But you not only have to train for Brock Lesnar, you have to tend to your pregnant wife, Sarah, at home. If anything happens to you in this match and you can't provide for your family, I want you to know the giving man that I am. I will definitely take care of your lovely wife, Sarah. Oh, God! Oh, God! Oh, God! I'll rip your hair! But I refuse to take care of your unborn child. Life's a bitch.
Lesnar put a hand on the body of Undertaker's wife. Not just her body, but the womb that bears Taker's unborn child.
Lesnar, you said that life is a bitch. Well, I'm here to tell you, punk, payback's a bitch.
The Undertaker is mad as hell. Will the dead man bury the next big thing? Or will Brock Lesnar also destroy the legend of The Undertaker? Both men to their feet. Lesnar steel chair in hand. Oh no. Oh no. And Undertaker blocked it. The Undertaker blocked it. Lesnar might be out. And now The Undertaker with a steel chair in hand. The referee is out cold. Because it's gonna win this. Oh my God. A steel chair to the champion. Look at that chair. It bent around Lesnar's head. Good God. The champion knocked out of the ring. No more Taker, man. That's enough. Lesnar's hurt.
He went in, he met that adversity, that adrenaline started flowing in his body, and the physical, natural attributes that this young man have just started taking over.
Brock Lesnar taking Undertaker down. This has turned into a brawl. This has turned into an all-out brawl.
And when you're in this business and you can react naturally, holy cow, do you have something. And I think from that moment on, Brock's star was just shooting as fast as it could go.
When he wrestled The Undertaker for the first time, it was really something very big for Brock. I mean, this is the biggest challenge of his life now, to wrestle The Undertaker. And he had to prove a point that he can be a top guy. If you can have a match, and a good match with The Undertaker, then you made it.
Brock Lesnar with the championship gold to the skull of The Undertaker. Lesnar coming out of nowhere, leveling the dead man. This situation has turned ugly in a hurry. And now Lesnar from behind again. Here comes the pain! And out! From Lesnar to The Undertaker. Oh my God. It's a propane tank. Lesnar! Oh! Propane tank! Off the arm of The Undertaker.
The Undertaker's hand is officially broken.
Oh, no, that's...
However, The Undertaker insists on competing in his rematch against you, Brock, for the WWE title. And I've decided to name the stipulation Hell in a Cell.
All I know is the last week of my life has been a living hell due to Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman. But let me guarantee you something. The hell that I've been through is nothing compared to the hell that I'm going to put you two through. I won't hold back.
In the Hell in the Cell match, The Undertaker will be allowed to wear his cast.
WWE title on the line. Brock Lesnar, Undertaker, Hell in a Cell.
The Undertaker will use the steel as a weapon.
Oh, look out. There is the strength of the animalistic champion. Here's the cover by Lesnar in a kick out. Again, the rules in this matchup. Well, there really are no rules. There's no disqualification. You must win the match by pinfall or by submission. Oh.
Listen to the screams. You never hear Taker scream like that.
The trainer giving The Undertaker a pain shot earlier on. It doesn't seem to be doing the job. Oh, wow. Wow. Lesnar dropped to his knees after one shot by the weapon, the cast of The Undertaker. Wow. Again, the cast off the head of the champion. Oh, look at this. Brock Lesnar has been busted open again, and now The Undertaker smelling the blood and going to work on the fallen champion.
This is why Paul Heyman didn't want that cast allowed.
It was the most physical, the most brutal, the most amazing contest I've ever seen. Brock was going to have to earn every inch of turf, and Taker was going to make him earn it.
The cell is a weapon to enter this thing's like career suicide.
What a fight! A career-altering event!
I thought the story there was very dramatic, and watching the match, that's when I become a fan again. I relive my childhood, because those guys, that's real blood, real sweat, real beatings. When you hit that fence, there's nothing you can do. There's a steel fence, steel chairs. So they beat the hell out of each other, and it was drama in a great form.
Brock
Brock Lesnar has defeated The Undertaker at The Undertaker's own game.
The Undertaker making the next guy come and take it from him. And the pride that these two guys had walking into that cage and the pride that they both had coming out of that cage was an emotional moment for everybody involved that if you ask me today, name one match I was associated with that gives me the most pride, it's that match. It changed everybody. Nobody came out of there the same. Nobody.
Listen to me, Brock, and you listen to me real good. What happened last week when you went out there on your own? The Big Show came out and he threw you off the stage.
We don't know the damage that Hell in a Cell did to you yet.
Now, if I was out there, I would have been your eyes and your ears. You have a broken rib and you're coughing up blood. And if you pick a fight with this guy, he is going to rip you limb from limb, and there's nothing we can do about it. And you know what's going to happen tonight? Nothing. I'm not leaving.
What?
I'm not leaving. I'm going to the ring, and I'm calling him out.
Big Show!
Shut up, Paul! Get your big ass out here!
Oh, here we go! And Lesnar, the wounded champion, on the attack! Steel chair to the skull of the Big Show! Paul Heyman cannot believe it.
You can't manhandle the Big Show.
Maybe Paul Heyman was wrong.
He is going to rip you limb from limb. You can't beat the Big Show.
Maybe Brock Lesnar can beat the Big Show. And I can't wait for these two to actually get in the ring one-on-one for the WWE title.
Brock and Big Show. Being a person that has worked with Big Show in regular tag matches and in table matches, I can tell you this. He's very difficult to move. Obviously, he's 500 pounds. It's not easy to work with a 500-pound man.
I think the greatest thing that happened to the Big Show was to be hooked up with a Brock Lesnar. You know, Brock and I had discussions, and Brock considers himself a leader in this industry, even though he's only 25 years old. He's been put in a position to be a leader. When you have the skills that this young man has and the dedication, and you're in the ring with someone who doesn't put out 110%, you're going to make them put out 110%.
Lesnar right up in the grill of the Big Show. Big Show looks real focused.
Oh, and what a German suplex by Brock Lesnar. Can you believe it? Lesnar has F5'd 500 pounds.
Brock Lesnar was everything that the public wanted. Big, bad, real.
When he picks up the Big Show, 500 pounds with a broken rib, a bad knee, and he F5s him, I'm impressed. I'm in that ring, and I've been in this ring for a lot of years. I'm even more impressed when he does it with a broken rib, bad knee. It's unbelievable to pick up a 500-pound guy and F5 him like he does. I haven't seen anybody else do that. The Big Show.
For 4 weeks earlier, you heard Heyman say, Brock, you can't F5 this guy, let alone with a broken rib. You knew Brock was going to beat him. After 4 weeks of hearing Heyman say, Brock, you can't beat the Big Show. And the referee counts 1, and the referee counts 2, and then we take it away from them.
What the hell's going on? Wait a minute, I can't believe what the hell was that? Oh. Choke slam! Choke slam! Paul Heyman is screwed for Brock Lesnar!
That audience was pissed.
I cannot believe it.
Big Show came to play. Big Show stepped up to the plate. Big Show took this opportunity and ran with it.
You know, I was the first one to ever beat Brock, and I took the WWE title away from him. And it made him a little bit more dangerous. He's a great champion. Brock Lesnar brings it. You know, when he comes to the ring, he brings it 100%.
As soon as we screwed Brock Lesnar out of the title, it was obvious the audience was going to get behind Brock in a very, very big way. The audience believed in Brock. The audience wanted Brock to be their champion. They demanded it.
Brock Lesnar in the ring is a wrestling machine. Brock has it. He was probably one of the most powerful men I ever faced. He has every attribute of the prototype of a professional wrestler. Size, speed, intelligence. Brock has it.
A lot of guys in this business will jump to the fact that Brock and I are considered very stiff, very aggressive. It's hard to take that out of somebody. You can't take that killer instinct out of anyone that's been doing it for 20 years. Because when it comes down to it, if there was ever a fight, we're gonna end up on top. We're gonna kick some ass and take some names. We have killer instincts, so we're gonna be stiff. When you wrestle us, you know you're gonna wrestle us, because you're gonna feel it. And I can't take that out of me. I'm a shooter, I'm a wrestler. I bring that to the table. Brock Lesnar's a shooter, he's a wrestler. He's a 300-pound monster, 6'3", can bench the world, can squat the world, and here he is. You're not gonna take that killer instinct out of him. So you know what, when you go out there and you wrestle him, you better be ready, and you better be prepared to possibly get injured. Although we're in entertainment. But that's what Brock Lesnar brings to the table. He's real, and people need to watch out for him. I know I do.
I told you I'd wrestle you tonight, but I never told you the stipulation. You have to get through them to get to me.
Oh, here it comes! Connects! Uh-oh. Wow! And Benjamin is done with Kurt Angle's own move, the Angle Slam. Now Lesnar gets Kurt Angle. Here we go, knuckle up time. Matchup's underway. Angle and Lesnar set to go. One-on-one. Wait a minute! Provided the distraction. And now Team Angle comes back to suck the carcass dry. 3-on-1. Team Angle beating the hell out of Lesnar. Kurt Angle's first plan, the gauntlet, backfired. Kurt Angle's second plan worked.
You're looking at a man in a trance. Is it focus or is it fear? Last thing Kurt Angle wants to do is lose that championship, and that just might happen against Brock Lesnar. And Brock Lesnar wastes a little time. Here we go. The challenger quickly on the attack. Here we go. It could be over. F5. No. And F5 connects. Lesnar will be crowned the new champion of today. And wait a minute. Brock, cover him. It's for the title. He looks confused. I don't know what Brock's. How's he going? This is weird, Cole. Whoa. Did you see that? That's not Kurt Angle in the ring. No, Kurt Angle just switched with somebody. Wait a minute. Oh, a roll-up. Well, that's not Angle. Yes, it is. What Angle pulled off tonight was pure genius. At WrestleMania, Brock Lesnar gets Kurt Angle for the WWE title.
Should anybody interfere in that match on your behalf, should you try to be counted out, should you get disqualified, then you will forfeit the title to Brock Lesnar.
I won an Olympic gold medal with a broken freaking neck, and I could surely beat Brock Lesnar one more time at WrestleMania.
These two men hate each other, Cole.
I'm coming with everything I have, Brock. And if I have a chance to hurt you or injure you or even end your career, I won't think twice about it.
The two greatest athletes to grace a WWE ring will face each other for the ultimate prize. No longer advantage champion. Level playing field at WrestleMania. Not Team Angle, not Eric Angle, not Paul Heyman. Kurt Angle can only rely on himself to stop Lesnar. Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar for the WWE title. Here comes the pain.
Here comes the pain.
It has been a glorious event thus far. But now WrestleMania turns to the WWE title. For Brock Lesnar, it is his first WrestleMania. For Brock Lesnar, he finds himself in the main event. Lesnar looks ready. Lesnar wants that championship so bad. And Kurt Angle, you damn near have to kill him to take that championship from Angle.
Kurt Angle versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 19. The natural storyline is right there. Both at the top of their game as far as professional wrestling is concerned. Both guys can wrestle. Both guys can shoot. Both guys have a tremendous amount of stamina, speed, strength, durability, everything you need to make a great WrestleMania match.
Brock's wrestling since he's a kid, and so's Kurt. So, I mean, this is inbred. It's an instinct for these two athletes.
These guys went on last at WrestleMania and had to follow a hell of a great card. Other great matches like Chris Jericho versus Shawn Michaels. Other extremely entertaining roller coaster rides like Mr. McMahon versus Hulk Hogan. Being on last at WrestleMania is the highest you can get in your professional wrestling career. Main event at the show.
Anybody that goes against him got to be ready, because he's going to bring everything to the table, and he's going to treat this like it's a real wrestling match, a real fight. You know, I respect him for that, and I like that. I like working like that.
When he gets in that ring, he's a different person, put it to you that way. His emotions to his strength. I mean, sometimes when I try to back him up, his body is so hard and intense. When I grab him, man, he feels like a brick, you know, and that's how tense he is.
Brock and Kurt had a tremendous match in Seattle at WrestleMania 19. Kurt was not 100%, but you would never know. Kurt was awaiting neck surgery. Brock was probably worried about Kurt during the match, but Kurt gave him the green light to do anything you want to do. Suplex me from one end of the ring and just pretend it's not there. Pretend my neck is not hurt.
Brock Lesnar, oh my God, to the 295
You hear that grunt? How powerful? The Vanilla Gorilla. Look at Lesnar.
The press slam to Kurt Angle.
I think those two guys really wanted to do something more special than anybody else.
Man, you gotta give it up to Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar. What a damn match. Great match.
And I think they did a great job, pulled it off. The only thing that happened that could be considered even a portion lackluster is Brock came up a little bit short on his shooting star press.
What is Brock Lesnar doing? He's not going for the cover off the F5.
Here it comes. I can see Brock's eyes light up. He puts Angle down. He starts crawling up those ropes. I got to tell you, my heart was fluttering, because here's a guy, 300 pounds, attempting to do what a lot of cruiserweights can't do. And I'm holding my breath, and I see where Angle is. And I'm thinking, oh my God, Kurt's in the middle of the ring. I don't know if Brock can get that kind of distance.
What the hell is this?
What the hell's Lesnar doing, Cole? Oh my God!
Brock Lesnar went for the shooting star press, and Kurt Angle rolled out of the way.
Just the fact that he went up there and went for that attempt that deep into the match is crazy enough, and shows that he's got more guts and balls than probably, you know, a lot of other people. Was I scared for him? The worst injury you could possibly have in pro wrestling is anything to do with your neck. I mean, Austin, Angle, Edge, so many other guys, you know, with major neck injuries. When you see a guy that size come crashing down like that on his neck, it's scary.
I'll never forget sitting there. Vince was watching it, Shane's watching it, and there goes Brock for the shooting star press, and we go, God, what a great pay-per-view this has been. Shocking.
When Brock missed the shooting star press in WrestleMania, I was up in the skybox. My first notion was that he was dead.
I mean, the feeling of him jumping up and doing a 360 in the air and not clearing it completely, landing on his forehead, he could have snapped his neck.
Lesnar did not hit that whole shooting star press. That was obvious. And Lesnar landed on the back of his head. That's 290 pounds coming down on your neck.
You know, that high-flying stuff, you know, might need to leave that to the little guys. The guys with the capes.
Brock goes up for the shooting star press, you know that's it, and then all of a sudden you think you have one of your stallions, one of your thoroughbreds, you know they're injured, you don't know how bad, at the biggest show of the year.
I didn't know if Brock was going to get up from it, and I saw him crawl over, and I immediately asked the referee if he was okay, and Kurt was okay, and I got the signal they were okay. And then my concerns is, well, I know how Brock Lesnar is, he's not going to say he's hurt. And through instincts, He was able to finish the match, able to cover Kurt, and able to regain the WWE Championship.
A third F5 connects. If Brock could top, if he's got the energy to top him, here's the cover. 1, 2, we have a new champion.
I'm not so amazed at the fact that, Brock Lesnar may have come up a little short of the Shooting Star Press. What I'm more amazed at is the fact that he's still standing. Anybody that can take that impact and get up and walk away from it, he's not human.
That was a grueling night for both of those guys. Kurt Angle, he went to the operating table after that to have surgery. Brock Lesnar got a concussion, grade 3 concussion. Put him out for a little while. Could have ended his career that night, actually.
It was a very, very scary feeling. Very scary feeling. And then in the back, when you're trying to get medical attention to Brock, and all the boys are concerned about him, rightly so, and then you've got everybody getting in the way, including you guys, trying to tape it, and and Brock will not listen to medical help. He won't listen to us. He won't get on the stretcher, and he's screwed up. He's throwing up. That's sometimes the horrible part about our business, that you will and do get hurt.
Finally, when I got to the back, I saw him loading Brock onto the stretcher, and the worst fears were starting to come through, and I rushed over there, and I ended up taking Brock to the hospital and getting the CAT scans with him, and the relief. Of course, Brock said, I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay. And of course, he wasn't okay. He had a severe concussion, laceration on his head. It scared me to death, and to see a young man with all that ability and all that charisma perhaps witness his last event, but fortunately it wasn't.
If I think back to WrestleMania, I think back to the handshake, because it was genuine.
Look at that. Tremendous sportsmanship from Kurt Angle.
Because it was a private moment in front of a worldwide audience, and it was a very private moment between those two athletes. Because at that moment, they weren't performers. They weren't professional wrestlers. They weren't two guys in the main event of WrestleMania. And that's hard to put behind you when you're on that stage. These were two great, phenomenal, world-class athletes, genuinely showing admiration and respect for each other and appreciation for what they just put themselves through. And they did it in front of everybody. That wasn't for the cameras, wasn't for the audience. That was for Brock and Kurt, Brock to Kurt, and Kurt to Brock.
Here comes the pain. Brock Lesnar, the youngest champion in WWE history. The mental and physical prowess of this man, Brock Lesnar, is absolutely amazing. Brock Lesnar surviving a possibly career-ending maneuver at WrestleMania. This man is a freak. He's damn near subhuman.
It's all bad now. You done messed up now. Disrespecting the wrong hood. You want to talk about pain? You want to talk about here comes the pain? From Brock tonight, here comes the real pain.
John Cena has shown no respect for the champion tonight. Will John Cena show Brock Lesnar respect Sunday at Backlash? Will we crown a new champion Sunday? Will that new champion's name be John Cena?
Word life.
I got F5'd against the ring post. Man, he didn't even need to do it. It was just a thing that he did to impress Kurt. That's really what sparked the feud between me and Brock. I mean, we were both new guys. He's obviously been blessed with some unbelievable gifts and opportunities early on in his career. But for him to just take my career in his hands like that as a throwaway almost. I mean, he didn't even need to do it, but that was what sparked my beef with Brock Lesnar, and was what sparked a pretty wicked feud culminating at Backlash.
Cena is the type of irritant that can get underneath Brock's skin. And man, did Cena come to play and made Brock fight and let the audience see Brock fight and let the audience see what John Cena had.
At Backlash, for me, that was two of the younger guys in the company squaring off in a main event at a pay-per-view. It was in Worcester, Massachusetts, which is very close to my hometown and also very close to where I went to college. It was pretty much the high point of a feud built for weeks upon weeks. Me being out with an injury, me finally trying to do whatever I can to take Brock out, and then finally the two of us just squaring off head to head. The talk is over, the time for action was there, and then for me the focus point was two new guys getting a chance to go out there and, and show that they can rumble. I think with Brock Lesnar, I respect most is freakish prowess. I mean, he's this machine, this monster. I mean, he's almost not human. But at the same time, he's not your typical oversized giant. He can move like a freaking cat. Everybody watching too knows that not only is he a powerhouse, but he's an unbelievable athlete as well.
The WWE title is on the line in a stretcher match, Big Show and Brock Lesnar. That has been 17 years since there's been a stretcher match in the WWE.
It takes years off your career in one night. The object is to beat your opponent senseless and then wheel him out of the arena. How the hell is Lesnar to get Big Show on this stretcher?
Are we looking into the eyes of the next WWE champion?
For a long time I've been up and down and had different things going on, and really it was hard for me to adjust to the competitive level here in the WWE. I think my rivalry starting with Brock Lesnar allowed me to build some confidence, to realize what I am. I'm a 7 foot tall, 500 pound giant. As an athlete, I can bring it with the best of them. And working with Brock allowed me to really come out of my shell and really just rock and roll and be good for business.
Big Show was a lot more like Brock than many people will realize. This was a rookie that had a phenomenal first year. This is a guy that ate through everybody in WCW. This was a guy that beat Hulk Hogan in his first match. This was the Giant. From a farm, just like Brock, who invented ways to train because none of the equipment would fit him, just like Brock. Big Show fell into some trappings of success. And when Big Show had a chance starting at Survivor Series to turn his life around, take that title, be the first guy to beat Brock Lesnar, he ran with it. And when Big Show had a chance, even after their rivalry was over, to step up to the plate again and be in a pay-per-view main event, a stretcher match against Brock Lesnar, man, he wanted it. He wanted to walk away with everybody saying, you put him in a main event and he'll deliver.
There are going to be people that don't like you no matter who you are. The people that don't like Brock, there's people that don't like me. And I really don't give a shit if anybody likes me right now. I'm going to go out there and do my job. If it means putting WWE gold around my waist, it will. If it means swinging somebody into a pole like a baseball bat, I'm going to do it. If it means press slamming somebody off the SmackDown stage, I'm going to do it. I had the rage going. I had the incidents with Rey Mysterio and the embarrassing incidents leading up to it, and the fact that I took it to another level by swinging Rey Mysterio into the pole like a baseball bat to let everybody know I'm serious. It's on. That's exactly what it was.
He brought it to Brock Lesnar. I think Brock Lesnar brings the best out in Big Show, and Big Show brings the best out in Brock Lesnar. Everybody likes a challenge if you're a real competitor. Case in point, Judgment Day. First stretcher match in 17 years.
That match had a lot of pressure on it. It was the main event of the pay-per-view, which always carries a lot of responsibility. Plus, we were in a particular match that hasn't been done in 17 years. So you've really got to go to the wall. That's what it was. We went out there and beat the ever-loving hell out of each other. And we didn't hold back. And believe me, with him swinging that board and me swinging that board, I don't think there's too many people walking on this planet that's going to stand in the middle of that aisle with me or Brock Lesnar swinging that backboard. I promise you, they're going to run for the hills. And that's the thing I like about Brock, because Brock, being the kind of guy he is and knowing him as long as I have and have as much respect for him as I have, we both bring the best out of each other because we're such competitors, out of the ring and everywhere in life that neither one of the other is going to be outdone by the other. So I didn't care if I broke my back at the pay-per-view. I didn't care. The point of the fact was I was going to go out there and make sure nobody could follow us. We deserved the main event, and it was going to be a match that everybody was going to talk about and remember. And that's what we did.
Judgment Day, they basically went out and beat each other up that day and whacking each other's, with stretchers and boards and stuff like that. And I flinch every time, that stuff hurts. That's why when people tell me this business is all fake, I get hot. These guys go out there and sometimes beat each other up. And then, they really do put a hurting on each other. Brock fires him up. Brock sits there and he'll really give it the show, make him come at him with anger, That's what I like about that too, because Brock really brings the mean guy out of Big Show, So, and that's the way it should be when you got a 500-pound guy. You want to see that meanness, and I'll tell you, when Lesnar and him go at it, boy.
I don't know how the Big Show can lose this match.
Brock Lesnar was put in a situation where he couldn't win. So all the advantages were in my favor. And when you painted Brock into that corner, there's nobody else in this company that could step up to the plate and take that challenge but him. And to his credit, he came out on top. That's why he's the WWE champion. And I think he's going to be one of the best WWE champions of all time. Brock Lesnar's going to come to you like a freight train. He's going to come hard, he's going to come fast, and he's going to come strong. And if you get in the way, you get run over. That's the bottom line.
I think Brock has assets that no other wrestler has ever had. He's just got the whole package.
We haven't seen anything. He's going to be an unstoppable force for a long time to come.
Brock has the door wide open for himself. It's there to be taken, and I think he will take it. He definitely will take it.
Brock doesn't take any shortcuts. And when you don't take shortcuts, you know the basics, you know the fundamentals. Without basics and fundamentals, there's no longevity.
Maybe I am reliving my career through him, but what a way to live. I'm extremely proud of it.
I've been in the business 45 years, so I've met a lot of wrestlers in my years, and he's one special guy.
Doesn't take too much to get him excited.
I said it. This is the next big thing. And I was right.
It's like Michael Jordan's last year. I was always telling my friends, watch him now, because when he's gone, he's gone. That's the way I see a person like Brock Lesnar. Someone who has that level of being a phenomenon. You got to watch it and watch every minute you can, because when it's gone, and I don't want to miss a second.
Brock Lesnar, he's one of the toughest SOBs in this business. He really is.
By the time you see this tape, there could be a rematch. There could be 3 matches. I know this. If it were up to me, I'd wrestle Brock Lesnar every night, because to me, I'd want to prove that I can go with the best there is. And not only is he a great wrestler, a ruthless performer, but he's almost invincible.